Hey, Otters fans, I'm Mike Fenner, and we are welcoming you to a brand new show called Otters Off The Ice. And we are pleased to be joined by our first guest. I want to first shout out my co-host here, the legendary news anchor. The legendary news anchor of Jet 24 Fox 66, YourErie.com, and an avid Otters fan, Mr. Sean Lafferty.
There you go.
Thanks so much for being a part of the show, Sean.
It's a pleasure. Thanks for the invite.
We really appreciate you
Cannot wait to get going here.
Being on board here. We also have a huge thanks to give to head coach Kris Mallette. And of course, Dylan Edwards. Otters Off the Ice. Guys, first things first, just want to say thanks again for joining us, and really excited to get this show started.
And maybe we can go as long as we possibly can because he's already freezing.
I didn't get the memo today, but it's all right.
It's certainly a choice for on the ice, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, thanks for joining us, though.
Yeah, thank you, guys. So we will get into some business. We'll get into some, fun conversation as well, some superlative type stuff. So looking forward to a great show. And we want to get it started by kind of talking about, what has gone on in the last recent stretch here. A 2-1 stretch for you guys. And Coach Mallette, we'll start with you. Just, the win in Kitchener, a split with Owen Sound on the road, all 3 road games this past week. Just what stood out in your mind the most in terms of what you guys were able to produce and just the overall play?
Yeah, I think, again, just from the beginning of the season, we've put some games together, maybe not got the result, but finally seeing some of our hard work that the players are putting together, the trust within the room and our, what the game plan is and coming to fruition. It was nice. They responded very well after Friday night setback in Owen Sound to a real strong game on Saturday. Obviously going into the odd on the Thursday night, real tough building, teddy bear toss to have them sitting on the board for almost 2 full periods without those bears flying was really fun to watch. Our group was determined, and it was really fun.
A big aspect that stood out to me might have been just the penalty kill within the compilation, the collection of those 3 games. I think only allowing 2 power play goals on 11 chances there, with the PKs being so effective. We've kind of talked about that throughout our media availabilities here in the last month or so. But in your mind, what has gone right there, even more so lately?
Yeah, I'll pass credit where credit's due. I mean, Ken Paroff made an adjustment, I think, about 10, 15 games into the season where we just, our penalty kill that worked last year with the personnel that we had was something that was a strength to our group. I think recognizing, our team is a little younger, a little less experienced. We went to more of a penalty kill that allows us to try and outthink the opposition while saving some energy. Our guys have really bought into it. It was a big adjustment, but I think that, again, Kenny is diligent in the work on that side of it, but when it comes down to it, our players have really bought into that system. You'd like to take less penalties, but when we are taking the penalties now, guys are doing a hell of a job.
Yeah, you get the PK above 80%, and you can't be disappointed with that.
No, I mean, your special teams combined each game, you'd love to have them at 105 combined, and the PK has been a difference maker, as has our power play. I mean, the addition of Michael Deck and some guys running pretty hot right now. I think we're clipping close to 35% since that trade. So really happy with the way our special teams have been performing because they have been a difference in some of our wins.
You talked about the fact that this season has been kind of a process with, almost half the skaters are new this year, right? At least coming into the season. How difficult is that to, in a very short amount of time, from a coaching standpoint or a playing standpoint, figure out where the strengths and weaknesses are?
Yeah, like you said, we obviously lost a lot of guys last year, a lot of key players. So, these guys coming in this year, they got roles to fill. And then for the guys returning, have a job to do and step up and kind of grab the reins and lead the team to a consistent night of good hockey. So I think we're doing a great job now. Obviously, we didn't have the start that we wanted this season, but I think we're doing a great job now. Like Mallette says, we're stringing games together. But I think it's just on and off the ice. I think we come to practice every day ready to work and discipline, and just off the ice as well. I think we're putting in a good amount of work, and we're trusting the system, and we're trusting the process of getting better each and every day. So I think it's showing in our game. We're doing a really good job, but yeah, it's been a good process for our group and a learning curve that we need to handle going full speed.
Yeah, points wise, last 10 games, they're over 500, 11 points out of a possible 20. So you can see it come together. And early on in the season, and I guess my role is kind of the fan, in this panel. When you're watching from the seats, you'd have those games where, man, you could see the talent, you could see it all come together. And then there'd be a game where it didn't all come together, where, the passes weren't on the tape. Really nothing was going right. And that seems to be going away for you guys.
Yeah, I think our biggest stressor was the consistency aspect of our day-to-day life. I think we have more consistency in practice now, and it's showing in our games. I think we're doing a really good job staying consistent through all 60 minutes rather than, I'd say, earlier in the season we were getting 45 minutes out of our game. So I think we're doing a great job being consistent with our game and playing a full 60 to help those habits, the clean passes that you were talking about, or the tracking above pucks, just the simple packs of the game that, not the average person would look at and be like, wow, this is doing really good for the group. And I think it's something that we're doing a really good job right now, getting above pucks and staying connected through all three zones. So I think we're doing a great job. I think we just gotta stay the course of the consistency aspect.
I think, Mike, if we were to go back to a few of our earlier conversations, I think one thing that I had said and one word that I kept talking about was patience, right? With this group, we had to recognize that there were a lot of new faces, within our staff, within the player personnel, and it wasn't going to happen overnight. There were some growing pains with it, but to echo Dylan's, conversation, we are getting better and it's getting cleaner. We're still going to have moments. This is why we're here in junior hockey, is because it's a game of mistakes. But those mistakes are fewer, and we are able to look like a hockey team. It's, there's still 35, 40 games left in this season where, we can continue to keep pushing ourselves off the ice every day, holding ourselves accountable, and the results will come. But that's just going to happen with a younger group that, we've got a lot of rookies on our team, a lot of guys that haven't played in this league, and it's a hard league to play in. So we're figuring it out as we go, but our guys are doing a much better job of late for sure.
Wanted to dive into this question. Just wanted to ask for both of you, what's the dynamic been like, the player-coach relationship since Coach Mallette come on board towards the tail end of last season, and then having the kind of the fresh start this season, knowing exactly what the expectations are between coach and the entire staff? What's the dynamic like for both of you guys, I guess, is that player-coach relationship, and you being a part of the leadership group and a guy that's been here and done a lot?
Yeah, no, obviously with the coaching change, it's a new face in town. So, you just try to get familiar with each other. But the aspect of trust has been a key thing for us, knowing that we're in this together, no matter what's going on, we got to trust each other. So in practice, if it's getting on guys or, making us work a little hard, but it's just the trust aspect of showing up to work every day, knowing that the coaching staff is coming in and preparing a plan for us to get better and to prepare for the weekend. So I think it's been a wonderful ride for me with Mally here. I think I've enjoyed it. It's been awesome. I look forward to coming to the rink every day, and that's the main thing, right? Hockey's a fun sport. We do this to have fun, but also get better every day, and I think we're doing a great job of that here. And yeah, no, it's been unbelievable.
Yeah, for me, I mean, I've had a small 2-month window with a handful of the guys that are now on the team again, but a lot of new fresh faces. So I think what's been the most pleasant is the guys that were here with me last year understood what the expectation was for me. I mean, I have their best interest in mind all the time. I may come across demanding and holding guys accountable, but at the end of the day, we can have our disagreements. We want to have grown-up conversations. I challenge guys to have those conversations, but as soon as they leave my office or the day changes, I wake up the next morning and I forget exactly what we spoke about. I think that's one thing that I've stressed with our group, that I may come across hard and may hold you accountable personally, but that next day you're going to have the opportunity to learn from what we talked about and grow from it, because you know what, I definitely don't hold grudges. And that's the one thing that I think I've learned with this group is they understand that from me, and there's no fear when these guys come through the doors every day. They know that they can come talk to me about anything.
Yeah, no, it's awesome. I love the little saying, the sun's shining, it's a new day. So we get back to work, and I mean, just speak off that thing. I come to the rink every day, no matter how bad yesterday was or how good the yesterday was. It's a new day to improve and get better, and that's exactly how I feel coming to the rink every day. I think it's a new day, the sun's shining, or it's snowing out, or whatever it may be. But I think guys come to the rink every day and just enjoy it. Like I said, hockey's fun, and I think we're doing a good job having fun. Obviously, winning some games here in the last little bit, we're doing well, but we got a great group in there, and it stems from our coaching staff allowing us to come to the rink, and then being free and having some creativity, but also being in a locked state of mind to show up to the rink every day and have the consistency.
Let me ask you about the player dynamic, because do you feel like, how important is it that there are guys in that room that are not afraid to hold each other accountable, that are not afraid to speak up?
Yeah. No, as me being an older guy, I've always told the younger guys and my peers around me, I've told Frost multiple times, if you see me slipping or you see another guy slipping, you can hold me accountable too. Just because I may wear a letter doesn't mean I'm above you in a sense. I think we're doing a great job, and everyone's kind of coming together to hold guys accountable. So I think we're doing a great job, especially with our older guys, is holding each other accountable and not being afraid to, speak up, thinking that I'm an older guy. Like I've told many of times to the younger guys, I said, hey, like, I'm always here to talk to you if you need to, and just have fun. Like, I know as a young guy coming into this league, it's a little intimidating, but you got to have fun and play your game because you're here for a reason. So when those guys have the confidence, it was good to see today. A couple of younger guys were showing some confidence on the ice and just playing with that kind of swagger that they're here to have.
Because everyone at the level before this, everyone who's here was a very big talent prior to being here, right?
Yeah, obviously all the guys on our team, I think, were the man where they came from, or coming from Toronto. There's a lot of good players there, but out of your team, you're one of the top guys to go to. And then obviously coming in, you're playing with older guys, and they've established themselves as a player in the organization that has been here for a couple of years. But it doesn't mean really anything if you come to the rink every day and you work hard and you're producing and you're playing with the confidence that you came from your minor hockey team with. It doesn't matter, like 16 or 20, if you can put the puck in the net, it doesn't matter. So I don't know, I think it's just a confidence thing with all these guys coming to the rink every day, and like I said, being happy to be playing hockey.
Wanted to backtrack to the last few games here. Another trend that we noticed, obviously things trend differently at different points of the season. Big second periods for you guys recently with shots on goal. I believe the last 3 games, that's been really the bulk of the volume of shots on goals. Is there any reason for that from from the standpoint of just seeing that in the last couple games? Or is there, obviously there can be coincidences within the trends or things like that, but what stands out about maybe the opportunities you were getting? I know before these last 3 road games, you guys had a home game where it was a major second period of scoring, binge scoring, but things like that. But what can you say about maybe just the opportunities you guys have been getting shots on goal wise in the middle of the game?
Well, I think the last 3 games in particular, our starts have been unbelievable, right?
Okay.
So that then creates confidence going into it. I think Dylan can probably attest to it. I don't let these guys off the hook if we have a period. You know what I mean? Like, the expectation is high. So we set standards for ourselves every day, period to period, shift to shift. So when we get off to those starts, second period changes are long, details have to be sharp. And I think our group has done a really good job of late of not giving the opposition momentum, right? Because it is a long change, so they can catch you sleeping. So our guys have to be dialed. I'm pretty sure I don't let those ones slip.
No.
So no. I'm not going to take any credit for it. That's the group. We can talk about it, as a staff when we go in there. But once we leave that room, it's up to that leadership group to continue to relay those messages for our guys. And yeah, it's the simplicity of the game in the second period. You're not trying to hit home runs. All you are trying to do is just kind of, play a boring style of game, and a lot of the time the game will come to you. So I think our group has done a real good job of that, and just kind of building the momentum as we go.
Dylan, I'm sorry.
I was just going to say, is it about, when you talk about a boring style for both teams and really a chess match with that long change, is it about maybe playing that boring style and waiting for the other guy to blink, the other team to press maybe a little too much and take advantage?
I don't know. I think it's hockey's a chess match, so I think going out in their second periods, obviously, it's a monumental period to the game. First period may be great, but if you come out in second and third, it doesn't really matter, because if you come out sleeping and they're firing, they could take the whole of the game and start playing from behind, which you don't want. But I think our group's done a great job. I know we've came out flying these last couple games in their first period, but like Mallette says, he holds us accountable. And, the first period, you can't win a hockey game in the first period. So we're making sure that second and third period we come out flying just the way we start the game. So I think it's a big turning point in our game where in the second period we have to be ready to go, because they're going to be ready to go and you can't be caught sleeping.
Last one of business, and then we'll dive into some more fun. Couple goals for you in the last road trip, Dylan. Michael Deck as well, 3 goals, 4 assists. He's up to 12 on the season, a big acquisition for you guys. How has he helped you guys as a team? How have you guys kind of vibed off each other, and just how much of an impact has he had and to make the team, a lot more quality?
I'll let you go because you're the one that's benefiting.
I mean, yeah, Decker, he's been an unbelievable lad. I think, even in practice, it's just there's so many plays where it's just tic-tac-toe. It's hockey simple playing with him and Frask. And then kudos to Frask, man. He can't be a good line without a good center. So I think he's doing a wonderful job, creating space, carrying the puck, being great in the D zone, getting in rushes with us. But yeah, it's been unbelievable since Decker's got here. I think we've seen the results, and I've personally seen the results playing with him. I think he's been unbelievable. He can put the puck in the net. He can make passes that I, haven't seen very often. So he's an unbelievable player. He's a great kid too. I think in the room he's been a good light for our group to come in and bring a new joy to the room that we may not have, but he's unbelievable. I think I've said this multiple times. He's just a great guy to have around on and off the ice.
You mentioned Gabe Frask, I think in part of that answer. How much, again, the perspective of the fan, how much fun is it to try and tee him up for that shot to the left of the goaltender?
Yeah, he's been pretty automatic. So I think, I know where he is on the ice. I'll see him sitting back there on the power play and waiting for that backside 1T. And I most times out of 10, it's going in. So, I mean, if I don't got a clear shot at the net, it's going over to him, and chances are it's going to the net. So, I mean, if I give that puck to him, it's a primary assist. So I'll take that too. But Frass has been unbelievable. I think just his all-around effort coming to the rink every day. I think, I've learned some things from him as well. I think his off-ice habits and his on-ice habits are they're pro. So he comes to the rink. He's consistently getting better, either if it's on his body or, rehab, or even on the ice, staying after, shooting pucks or working on skate. And there's just been so many things I can learn off him, and I think he's doing a wonderful job helping this group lead.
So I just want to, add on to the Michael Deck acquisition. What it's given us is and this is no disrespect, because I had talked about our group being a team score by committee, play by committee. I've talked about that at length throughout our conversations. But what it's done for us is it's given us a number one line that consistently, night in and night out, they are going to be an offensive threat for us. And we challenge you guys all the time to play the 200-foot game, and they are doing a much better job. But what they're doing every time is keeping the other team very honest, because if you fall asleep for half a second, you got Eddie taking off, you got Decker turning somebody inside out, you got Frask teeing it up. They're 3 players that complement each other very well. They're 3 players that we rely on heavily in all situations. They play a lot of big minutes. So that's what that's done. And I think what it also has allowed our other lines to get some favorable matchups that might bring them a little more success too, because we had guys that were playing, we were experimenting with wingers for Frask and Eddie throughout the season, right? So now you've got a guy that thinks the game the same way, and they're all reaping those benefits right now.
Time for some fun stuff. We're going to talk a little fan mail, some questions here, some rapid fire.
Yep. Oh boy.
This can be for both you guys, or if someone wants to, pass on a question, that's okay too. But we'll start here.
No passing. No passing.
Gotta have
We'll
some
see.
courage here. All right, they're nothing too crazy. First one for me. I'm going to ask what music is on in the locker room or that you listen to prior to a game, or just kind of getting yourself ready to go.
So before warm-ups or off-ice warm-ups, we depends on who's on Ox, either me, Frage, it depends, either mix, EDM, but we try to keep it a good upbeat vibe. And then before the game, when we go up before on-ice warm-ups, we like to turn the music off, actually, and create good conversations in the room about the night's game or things that we should be talking about, rather than just sitting there in silence listening to music. So I think it's been a wonderful change for our group, sitting there and just having those good conversations before the game.
Yeah, I don't listen to music besides theirs, and you can tell who's on it most of the time. If Eddie, pretty good music for the most part. It depends on the day. I mean, if we're talking game day, I like the country off days. They're nice and a little more mellow, but Frazier's usually bouncing off the wall with his upbeat, whatever, EDM stuff, just dancing down the hall. So it's loud. Good thing for doors.
Yeah, he's a rambunctious fella, so there's times where I'm just like half awake and he's playing the loudest music he can find. But no, I try to feel the vibe of the room, but before games it's pretty upbeat and get guys into it.
We know the road is where teams can really come together. You got to spend a lot of time. You're pretty much trapped with each other, and like it or lump it. But what's the weirdest road trip story you feel like telling
We already got an
in
eyebrow
front
raise.
of a
That might not be
microphone?
That's the key, right?
Like this year, or
Yeah, we'll make it easy on you this year. Unless you really got it. Unless you really got an A+
Something
from
money,
another
yeah.
year. Yeah.
I don't know. I got a good story from last year. I don't know where we were. I think it might have been a Sioux. It was a longer road trip, but we were
It's
on
as long as it gets.
Yeah,
right?
we were on the road for a couple days, and we were actually in Sioux in the hotel, and we I think we just won the night prior, and us being young kids, we decided to have some fun, and we ended up we were leaning water on one of the guys' doors. And anyways, the guy opens his door, soaks his feet, whatever, and we all think it's fun and jokes and whatever. And then Monday morning we come to the rink and it's like, hey, you guys have a fine to pay. And we're like, oh my goodness, I guess we waterlogged the floor or something. So we all had to chip in to cover the fine. But it was a funny story in the time, but then you realize those stupid things get back at you.
So you have to reach into your pocket.
Yeah, no, it wasn't a.
Was it worth it?
I mean, it's pretty fun.
Oh, yeah.
Guys were having some fun, but I don't know if it was worth the money.
I can't say anything. I'm an old man. I just spend my time watching hockey and then going to bed. So I got a good
Taking a head count and make sure that all the proper number of guys are here.
Yeah, no, we got a lot of people that are that do a lot of good work for us. So yeah, fun on the road is always great, and our guys and our organization treat us real well.
You got a city you really like to travel to?
Cities, I don't know. I don't like on the road. It's kind of hard to go travel out and about in the cities. I know, like when we go up to Ottawa, that's a good trip. We hang out and around Ottawa. I've been there for a couple of years now, and every time we go there, we typically have a day off. So we always ride the scooters around Ottawa and buzz around the city, have some fun, go to the mall. But I think Ottawa is my favorite trip to go to.
Windsor was nice last year
Yeah.
when we went late, like the sunset on
Yeah.
the water. That's a good little setup there.
Walker, see across Detroit, and
Yeah, it was pretty cool.
All right, favorite post-game meal? Can be pre as well. Either one.
It's all the same.
yeah.
Oh man, if it's pregame, it's like salad and a chicken for me because I don't burn anything like these guys do. Postgame, I mean, anywhere that we get to order something, I think would be the best.
Yeah. No, the couple games ago, I said hotel food sucks. So it's kind of all the same. You go anywhere and, pregame is
Meal money's probably the best day when you
Oh,
get the meal
it's
money.
the
Then you do your
best.
thing.
Go to the mall or wherever, and you get to choose. It's awesome. But
What if you're at home? What if it's not a road game?
But before the game, it's typically the same: chicken, pasta.
Okay.
Go on the road, it's chicken, pasta. So
Okay.
pre and post game meals are pretty
Mitchie
similar.
does a good job though.
Yeah, Mitchie does a great job.
Yeah.
All the guys are so thankful for him. Last trip we got to kind of pick our sub from Firehouse, so that was a pretty sick gig we got to do. But
All right, biggest prankster on the team.
you got anybody?
Lloyd, he's just not a prankster. He's just a disturber.
Yeah,
Like,
Rit.
he just loves to.
Rit.
You clarified to us off camera who that is.
Oh yeah, sorry.
Yeah.
You might have to explain.
That'd be the one number 27 in your program, Ritter Coombs.
Number 1 in
Who
your
I
hearts.
really do believe I gave him the nickname Lloyd after Lloyd Christmas of Dumb and Dumber. His haircut when he came this year was awesome. And then he shaved his head, and now it looks kind of normal again. But he loves it.
I think
he
I
loves
think
What an
the buzz
endorsement.
was
Kind
a
of
good-
normal again.
Yeah,
good
yeah.
move for him. Prankster. We don't have too many. I know, like you said, Rit is always mixing it up. He likes to have some fun.
There's some sneaky guys probably. Though.
Yeah, there are some guys that are.
Frage could be a little.
Frask
sneaky.
is a little.
Yeah.
Frask likes to mix it up.
Silent assassin.
He
Yeah.
is. Yeah.
Eddie doesn't name himself, but
Yeah.
he's probably.
I was going to say, I almost said
Yeah.
who not including
Yeah, who's
you.
not sitting
No,
here?
you know
right.
who actually is
Right.
like my brother.
Yeah,
this
Cato.
this guy,
Yeah.
he's a witty guy, so we'll just be sitting there and he'll think of something random and do it, but it's like, how do you think of that? But he's pretty quick on the spot with things.
Last one for me. For both of you. It can be a player, a coach, anyone on staff, anyone in the organization. Who's getting you out of a jam? Who are you calling? Who's your first call? I guess it depends on the jam, right?
Mitchie.
But
Yeah, I think Mitchie.
Yeah,
Mitch-
or Principal Grief.
Yeah, Mitchie or Griever,
Yeah,
they're pretty like, you call them, you need them, they're there. So I think anybody on the team, but I think either Mitch or Griever.
yeah, that'd probably be the same for me. But I'm hoping guys would call me. 'Cause
Yeah.
I'd be pretty responsible. But my phone turns off at 9, so I don't know how that works.
so it depends on the jam, right?
I was
yeah,
gonna say.
exactly.
If
Yeah.
nothing good happens after midnight,
Exactly.
there's our
Yeah.
dad advice for
Yeah.
today.
No, you're right.
All right. Well, hey,
right.
great
Hey,
stuff,
thanks, guys. We
And,
appreciate it.
Yeah, we
It's
really
been awesome.
really appreciate the time, Coach Mallette, Dylan Edwards. This has been an episode here, Otters Off the Ice, and we are looking forward to many more. So hopefully you guys enjoy this, and we're looking forward to a wonderful season here on the ice. And hey, we'll change up the location next time, maybe even here at the Erie Insurance Arena. Change it up. And,
Because let's be honest, our feet are freezing right now.
This
This
has been
carpet
quite an
has not
experiment.
done much to insulate us from the ice.
I think my toes are purple.
You were shaking the whole
and
Yeah.
Dylan is just showing off.
I've been frozen. I didn't know we were doing it out here. I thought it was gonna be somewhere in a room or something. I'm in shorts right now, so I'm pretty cold.
Well, great stuff. Appreciate you guys. Thanks, Coach. Thanks, Dylan. For Sean and I and our entire crew here on the ice at Erie Insurance Arena, that has been the inaugural episode of Otters Off the Ice.
Go Otters.